Welcome to Client School. I'm Eric Johnson.
And I'm Brian Godfrey.
And today we're going to make a joint presentation, no pun intended, on what, Brian?
On how clients sabotage their own cases.
And what's one of the most common ways that clients in a divorce or family law situation involving child custody sabotage their own cases?
No sugarcoating illegal drug use.
All right, so what will happen often is people will come to us and say, hey, can you help me? I have an ex who's accusing me of being unfit or impaired, saying that I use illegal drugs. And our first question to them in response is,
do you use illegal drugs?
All right, and if they, to be fair, a lot of them are pretty upfront with us. And when they say, no, I don't use drugs, our next question will be,
great, then you don't mind taking a test.
And their response is,
well, this is America, and I'm being harassed, and that's not relevant, and
all these other kind of lame excuses that fool nobody.
Right.
Now, some of you watching this video are taking drugs, and you are going to have an ex that's going to accuse you of taking drugs. And you're going to rationalize, and you're going to say, but it's just a little pot, and it's being legalized in every other state. It's not legal in Utah. It's still illegal here. It can still be considered, and often is considered, to be something that can make you an unfit or impaired parent. You can feel it's unfair all you want, but it won't make any difference. Now, there's an interesting question about what if you and your ex live apart, and so you live in Colorado, where marijuana is legal. Does that mean that your ex in Utah could say, don't let the kids go visit the other guy or the other gal in Colorado because he or she is smoking marijuana up there? That's not an issue we're going to cover today. Instead, we're just going to talk about if you are using illegal drugs in Utah, and the question comes up as to whether you should be tested. Can you avoid being tested?
No.
Yeah, you can try to say that it's irrelevant. You can try to say that this is harassment. You can try to say, for example, people, well, there's no proof. You just accuse me of using drugs, but you don't have any evidence. You don't have any proof that I've bought drugs. You don't have someone coming up to say that they saw me smoking marijuana, whatever it is. Most of the time, a court will say, drug testing isn't that intrusive. It's not that invasive or painful or expensive. So, I'm just going to ask you to take, there's been an allegation. If you've got nothing to hide, go take the test. And you're going to be ordered to take the test. So we've actually had some situations where a client has said, well, I have smoked a little marijuana or made some illegal use of some kind of drug, but it was a while ago. I don't know if I'll test positive or not. What do we tell the client to do?
Take the test anyway.
Take the test anyway. What if they're positive? Well, if you're positive, then we'll say, yeah, but you got to trust me. I haven't done that for months.
Better to appear honest, at least in not hiding it, than to get beat up twice for it.
For what? Twice for
by hiding, lying about it, and also doing
drugs.
it.
Yeah, if you're going to use drugs, you might as well come clean about it. All right. But every now and then we'll actually have somebody say, we say, take the test. Especially if you haven't taken drugs in a while, they may not show up. And you can honestly say, I don't take drugs. Now, hair follicle tests, you get a lot of different things. My understanding is they go back at least 90 days. All right, so let's just, and we've had this happen where the client gets tested for whatever drugs they're being accused of using and other drugs they might not be accused of using. So if you think, oh, I've been accused of marijuana, fine, I'll take a test for marijuana. At least they won't catch the heroin in my system.
No. You're going to catch the heroin.
In fact, if they ask for a drug test, what a smart person will do is ask that you be tested for every possible drug there is to avoid that very problem of not catching you. All right, so you've gotten your drug test, a very comprehensive 7 or 14 panel drug test, and you passed. There was nothing detectable in your system. Hallelujah. And how do people celebrate, Brian?
By going and doing some illegal drugs.
They go out and celebrate with illegal drugs. And not literally celebrate, but they may say, oh, whew, I beat the rap, and now I can go smoking my pot again, or I can start taking my drugs again. Well, you do realize that just because you passed one test doesn't mean you can't have the court order you to take another drug test. In fact, the courts often will. And if the court doesn't do it, your ex can ask the court to do it. And if the court or your ex doesn't do it, your custody evaluator or the guardian ad litem or various other people can make a request. Even if they don't think that you're not showing any outward signs of drug use, they can do it just to make sure that you're staying honest.
It's pretty common, and they may just want to be thorough.
Yeah, and what are you going to do? Fail. Yeah, you're going to take the test, and you're going to fail the test.
Yeah.
So, if you are accused of taking drugs, don't conceal it. Don't lie about it. You're more than likely going to get caught. And just as Brian eloquently said, better to get punished for one thing than two. And frankly, the drug use is something that you can prove you're not doing. Once you get caught in lying, it's impossible to convince some people that you can be trusted. Once that trust is lost, it's lost forever. And that's something that no lawyer can help you with. So thanks for coming to Client School. We hope you've learned a valuable lesson. Easier said than done, but that doesn't mean it's worthwhile. It's not worthwhile. And we appreciate you coming to Client School.